My name is Todd Marion. I am going to try to design, based on the tender submitted by Karina Slipper, the tri-wheel car. Hopefully I'm more successful than she was in her attempt. Thanks. Okay, I've attempted to make the tri-wheel design by Karina Slipper, and it's actually, I've made 4 attempts and I've had to change some of the design concepts. This one most closely resembles the original design, except for the obviously difference is 3 mouse traps I've used to power it, and I ended up having to put in some rubber bands to provide some additional power, because you'll see from the video it did not want to complete the course. It ended up failing anyway. Now, Karina's original design did not fail. I attempted to improve on it, hoping that I would find some success, but the major problem was traction. With no weight, it got too little traction, and the rear wheel just spun out. And as you see, I used a CD and I used some rubber coating on it to try to improve traction. It didn't have a paint lid to sacrifice, so the CD wheel I opted for as well. And as well, I didn't have Lego wheels, and I did attempt on using smaller ones with washers in the same configuration with an axle and a straw as a tube, but I found it too unstable, and so it wouldn't complete the course correctly, so I ended up having to widen out the wheelbase to try to give it some more stability. And as you see, I went with a lighter frame system here and a decking that more closely resembles the original design concept. Again, unsuccessful. I did manage to go through the course, but not complete it. Okay, that was my final attempt. This particular car, as you can see, is much more robust. It has 4 mouse traps on it, and essentially the same design idea, except again I used CD wheels because I didn't have paint lids to sacrifice. And I, like the original car, put in a steel anchor point, which is just simply to grab onto this loop and transport the torque from the drive mechanism. Now, originally the car was designed to go like this, with this being the upper deck, and as you can see, the mouse traps are mounted here. But it proved unsuccessful, even with successive runs and a small wheelbase underneath. It just it wouldn't cooperate. I had to go to a larger wheel system so that it would track better down the track, and but it still wouldn't complete it. Now, this was my most successful car, and as you can see, it was built quite a bit heavier. I had to add in these to keep the axle from driving itself out either way, and I had to build a decking system here to accommodate the 4 mouse traps. Now, this car, I did get it to complete the course without payload, and I did manage to get it to go 4 meters with payload. Now, as you can see, it was much more heavily built car, and that's why after it wasn't successful, I tried to go to a lighter system. Now, the reality is somewhere in the middle would probably be ideal, but I haven't got time to complete another car, so I'm just going to submit my report and evaluation based on the failure.